everyone. We're going to be talking about how to help your child or teen to understand anxiety. You as a parent can play a really powerful role in helping your child or your teen. One of the first steps in doing this is to really become familiar with what anxiety is for yourself, so you can feel empowered with the answers when your children or your teens ask you the questions. Anxiety is our physiological reaction to perceived threat in our environment. It's our body's innate fight or flight reaction when there's something that's dangerous in our environment. The problem is that anxiety gets triggered in reaction to a worry thought, so it gets triggered not just in reaction to a real threat, but also a perceived threat. And what happens is we have this surge of adrenaline or cortisol and other neurochemicals through our bloodstream that sets up our body to fight or to run. So one of the key messages to indicate to your children and teens is that anxiety is a really normal part of being human. It doesn't mean that you're weak or you're weird. It is just really what is common to us all as human beings. The second key message is to help your children and teens to recognize that not only is anxiety normal, but it is really helpful. It's helpful in situations when there's something that's really dangerous in our environment. It sets up our body to run away from it as quickly as possible or to defend ourselves. But we don't necessarily want to be doing this in reaction to a worry thought. What can happen in those situations is physiological experiences in our body when we don't actually need those physiological experiences. So the third way you can really help your children and teens is to help them to become aware of what some of those physiological reactions might be. Children typically get the physical feelings and they can't make sense of it. So they start to get anxious about the physiological experiences of anxiety. And some of these things can typically be a racing heart or butterflies in the tummy. This is a common occurrence within particularly younger children. They can complain of tummy aches. So if you can help your child or your teen to change their relationship with the anxiety, to say that it's part of our superpowers really, and that can take the edge off that being anxious about being anxious. When we do that and we can understand anxiety and change our relationship with it, what we're actually doing is taking anxiety from that more extreme level back into perhaps a more normal level where anxiety can be actually really powerful. It can help us to perform at our best. It's in these situations where we're focused on the task at hand, we're energized, we're motivated, as opposed to being focused on our threat, which can tip anxiety into some of the more extreme levels where it starts to be counterproductive. So these are some of the really powerful ways that you as parents can play a solid role in helping your children and teens to become more aware of anxiety and in that to stand up to anxiety.